Our life is what our thoughts make it. What if I told you that the secret to achieving everything you've ever wanted lies not in what you have, or even what you know, but in how you approach each day? Today, we're not just talking about self-discipline as a means to an end, but exploring it through the profound lens of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the art of controlling one's actions and emotions to lead a life of virtue and fulfillment. This philosophy isn't a set of commands, it's a call to personal freedom and power. In this video, we will dive deep into how Stoicism not only enriches the concept of discipline, but also transforms it into a tool for profound personal growth and stability. We'll uncover the daily habits that can change the way you see yourself and the world around you. From Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, the Stoics were not just philosophers, they were practical thinkers who lived their teachings amidst the chaos of life, much like we have to in our modern world. If you find value in our discussions and wish to support our channel, a simple and free favor you can do is to hit the subscribe button. And if you find the insights useful, and share it with anyone you know who's committed to personal growth and philosophical understanding. Be ready for a challenging but enlightening discussion that might just change the way you approach your daily life. And remember, the true value of these ancient teachings only unfolds when you stick with us till the end. So, let's get started and see how deep the roots of Stoicism intertwine with the powerful practice of discipline. Self-awareness, the foundation of discipline. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing your favorite color or, if you prefer, coffee to tea. It's about a profound understanding of your behaviors, triggers, and patterns. It's the cornerstone of discipline, particularly through the Stoic perspective. The Stoics, like Epictetus, who said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly," emphasized the importance of self-knowledge as the first step in mastering oneself and one's life. Let's break this down. Self-awareness in discipline is like being the watchful gardener of your own mind. You need to monitor and understand your thoughts, reactions, and emotions. Why? Because it's only when you truly know your habitual responses that you can begin to control them instead of letting them control you. It's about observing your life with the diligence of a philosopher, detached yet deeply engaged in finding ways to live better and more meaningfully. For instance, consider the moments when you're faced with a challenge. Maybe your instinct is to procrastinate or to lash out in stress. These reactions are natural, but they're often not helpful. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can start to manage them, not suppress them, but manage them in a way that is constructive rather than destructive. This is what Marcus Aurelius did. He kept a journal, which we now treasure as meditations, where he wrote down his thoughts and reflections, essentially tracking his progress in self-awareness and discipline. So, how do you cultivate this in your daily life? Start by keeping a journal like Aurelius. Each day, write down what you did, how you felt, what triggered certain emotions, and how you responded. Look for patterns. Are you more productive at certain times of the day? Do specific people or activities trigger stress or joy? Reflect on these findings and use them to adjust your habits. Another method is meditation or daily reflection, a practice as stoic as it gets. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and turn your attention inward. Focus on your thoughts, sift through them, and question their validity and usefulness. This meditation isn't just about relaxation. It's about gaining the clarity you need to act with intention and virtue, hallmarks of both Stoic philosophy and effective discipline. And remember, self-awareness is not a tool for self-criticism, but for enlightenment and improvement. It's about observing yourself with the same curiosity and openness that a philosopher seeks in understanding life. Each piece of knowledge you gain about yourself is like finding a hidden pathway on a map to your greatest potential. By fostering self-awareness, you are laying the groundwork for a disciplined life, one that can withstand the ebbs and flows of circumstances with the steadiness of a Stoic sage. This journey is not about quick fixes or suppressing who you are, but about understanding and refining yourself to live a life of purpose and calm control. The power of starting small. Starting small might sound like a less ambitious approach at first, but let's dive into why it's actually a powerful and strategic method that aligns perfectly with both modern psychology and ancient Stoic wisdom. When it comes to discipline, the Stoics were all about control, but not in the sense of overwhelming oneself with lofty goals overnight. They endorsed the idea of gradual improvement, much like the modern concept of building habits step by step. Think about this. When a new year rolls around, many of us are guilty of setting monumental goals. Perhaps you've declared, "This is the year I run a marathon," when you haven't jogged around the block in months. Or, "I'm going to read 100 books this year," when your current list is non-existent. It's natural to aspire for greatness, but how sustainable are these declarations? Here's where the Stoic principle of progress, not perfection, really shines. It's about setting smaller, achievable goals that lead to those bigger aspirations. For instance, if improving your fitness is your goal, instead of aiming to run a marathon straight away, why not start with a small commitment? Running a few minutes each day, or even a few times a week. This smaller step is less daunting and far more manageable. It builds your confidence as you achieve these mini goals, and over time, these increments add up to significant changes. This approach reduces the risk of burnout and discouragement because you're continuously experiencing success on a scale that feels manageable. Now, let's anchor this back to Stoicism. Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." This ties perfectly with the concept of starting small. The Stoics believed that mastery in anything comes from repeated, focused practice and gradual progression. They applied this to virtue and wisdom, but it extends to any form of self-discipline. By focusing on the small actions, like deciding to read just 10 pages a night, you're not just reading more, you're cultivating discipline bit by bit in a way that becomes sustainable and ingrained in your lifestyle. This method also leverages the psychological principle of compounding habits. Just as financial investments grow over time, so do the effects of small, consistent actions. You might not see the immediate impact of these minor changes, but compound them over weeks, months, and years, and their transformative power is undeniable. This is the beauty of starting small. It's not about immediate results, but about building a foundation that supports long-term growth and success. So, why not take a moment today to think about a big goal you've been hesitating to start because it feels too overwhelming? Break it down. What's the smallest action you can take today that will move you toward that goal? Remember, in the Stoic practice of discipline, every small step is a step toward becoming the master of your own life, shaping your destiny with intention and insight. Embracing delayed gratification. This is like planting a seed today and patiently nurturing it, knowing the bloom is still seasons away. It's a principle deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy, which teaches the value of focusing on long-term benefits over immediate pleasures. This approach not only builds discipline, but also aligns with a life led by reason and purpose, core tenets of Stoicism. In today's world of instant gratification, it's incredibly tempting to seek quick fixes and immediate rewards, whether it's fast food, binge-watching a series, or impulse buying. However, these quick hits of pleasure often lead to long-term dissatisfaction and chaos. The Stoics, particularly Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized the importance of resisting these fleeting temptations to focus on more enduring and meaningful achievements. They knew that the sweetest fruits come from enduring the longest waits. For example, consider the process of saving money for a significant investment like a home. It's far from thrilling to cut back on daily luxuries, like skipping that extra coffee or passing up the latest smartphone upgrade. Yet, each act of restraint adds to a savings pool that eventually funds a milestone purchase. This is delayed gratification in action, foregoing present comfort to secure future stability and happiness. This Stoic practice isn't just about withholding pleasure for the sake of it. It's about making calculated decisions that align with your values and long-term visions. It's choosing to study for an exam instead of going out because you value the career that your education supports. It's about early mornings in the gym because you value health and vitality over an extra hour of sleep. These choices might not deliver immediate joy, but they forge a path to a richer, more fulfilling life. But how do we cultivate this ability? It starts with self-awareness, knowing what you truly value and what you are working towards. It's also about visualization, a technique used by Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, who would visualize the outcomes of their actions as a way to stay focused and motivated. Visualizing the benefits of your sacrifices makes the journey of delayed gratification less arduous and more meaningful. It also helps to set clear, incremental goals. Just as a Stoic philosopher might break down his path to virtue into actionable steps, you can break your long-term goals into smaller, manageable milestones. Celebrate these milestones as they come. This will not only reinforce your behavior, but also remind you that you are making progress, even when the ultimate goal is still ahead. Focus, the Stoics' discipline. Focusing on what truly matters is a cornerstone of Stoic discipline, and it's a principle that resonates deeply in our often chaotic, distraction-filled lives. The Stoics taught us that by concentrating our energy on things within our control, we can live a more purposeful and peaceful life. It's about honing in on what really counts, and perhaps more importantly, letting go of what doesn't. Think about a typical day. How much of it is spent on tasks or worries that don't truly align with your core values or long-term goals? How often do you find yourself reacting to distractions rather than acting with intention? Stoicism offers a powerful remedy to this modern predicament through its concept of focusing only on what's in our control. For the Stoics, this meant distinguishing between external events, which we can influence but not control, and our own actions and reactions, which are fully within our control. To integrate this into your own life, start by identifying your core values and goals. What is truly important to you? It could be family, career advancement, personal growth, or health. Once these are clear, you can begin to align your daily actions with these values. This alignment is what focus is all about. It's not merely a matter of managing your time, but managing your attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. For example, if one of your core values is health, then focusing your discipline on maintaining a consistent exercise routine and healthy eating habits should be a priority. Every choice you make throughout the day, from taking the stairs instead of the elevator to selecting a salad over fast food, becomes a reflection of your focused commitment to your health. But focusing in this Stoic sense also means being adaptable and not rigidly fixated on things going a certain way. It's about maintaining an inner equilibrium, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of accepting what you cannot change while working diligently on what you can influence. This might mean adjusting your strategies in response to life's inevitable curveballs, but keeping your eyes fixed on your broader goals. Another practical way to enhance your focus is through the practice of reflection and meditation, both key aspects of Stoic practice. Taking time each day to reflect on your actions and their alignment with your goals helps to solidify your focus and clarify what adjustments might be necessary. Meditation, meanwhile, trains your mind to concentrate and resist the pull of distractions. In today's world, where multitasking is often praised, true focus means doing less but better. It's about depth, not breadth. When you truly focus, you're not just ticking boxes off a to-do list. You're deeply engaging with each task, each moment. This kind of focused discipline is liberating because it frees you from the tyranny of the unessential. It lets you build a life not of scattered fragments, but of meaningful achievements that reflect your truest self. Creating and maintaining routines. This is not just about structuring our days, it's about embedding discipline into the fabric of our lives, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood the power of routine to harness our impulses and direct our actions towards virtue and self-improvement. For them, routines were not a constraint, but a liberation, freeing the mind from the chaos of decision-making and focusing energy on what truly matters. Let's think about the nature of routine. It's essentially a series of habits that, once established, run almost on autopilot. This automaticity is what makes routines so powerful. When you have a routine, you don't need to waste mental energy deciding what to do next. Instead, you can channel that energy into performing each task better, diving deeper into your work, or even into introspection and self-care, all core elements of Stoic practice. Take, for instance, the morning routine. How you start your day often sets the tone for the rest of it. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, began their day with meditation and reflection, preparing their minds for the day's challenges and opportunities. You might start your day with exercise, reading, or planning your tasks. The key is consistency. By sticking to a morning routine, you cultivate discipline from the moment you wake up, reinforcing your commitment to live according to your values each day. But routines go beyond the morning. They can be integrated throughout your day to provide structure and rhythm. Meal planning, dedicated work hours, regular breaks, and a wind-down evening ritual are all examples of how routines can be applied. Each of these elements helps regulate your energy and keeps you not just productive, but also mentally and emotionally stable, qualities that the Stoics valued highly. Maintaining these routines, however, is where the true challenge lies. It's easy to start a routine. The difficulty is in sticking to it long enough for it to become a natural part of your life. This is where the Stoic practice of self-discipline comes in. The Stoics were masters of endurance, maintaining their philosophical practices despite any external circumstances. To maintain your routines, you will need to cultivate a similar resilience. It helps to regularly remind yourself of the benefits these routines bring to your life, reinforcing why you started them in the first place. Adaptability is also crucial. While consistency is key, sometimes life throws us situations that disrupt our normal patterns. Here, the Stoic concept of flexibility within fate, or amor fati, love of fate, can be applied. Instead of being frustrated by disruptions, see them as opportunities to adapt and strengthen your resilience. When your routine is disrupted, take a moment to reflect on how best to adapt and continue forward, maintaining the core elements of your routine as much as possible. Creating and maintaining routines, therefore, is not just about the actions themselves, but about the mindset with which you approach these actions. It's about seeing the routine as a garden where you cultivate the virtues of self-discipline, resilience, and focus. Over time, these routines will not just support your daily activities, but will also shape your character, molding you into a person who is not only more productive, but also more philosophically attuned and fulfilled. The role of environment. Stoics recognized that our surroundings can either foster our goals and virtues or hinder our progress. Just as a plant needs the right soil, sunlight, and water to grow, we too need an environment that supports our growth in discipline and virtue. The environment encompasses everything around us: the physical spaces where we live and work, the people we interact with, and even the digital atmospheres we engage in. Each of these components can significantly influence our ability to stay disciplined and focused. Starting with our physical environment, consider how a cluttered desk or a noisy room might detract from your ability to concentrate and work effectively. The Stoics advocated for simplicity and order, not just in one's thoughts and actions, but also in one's physical spaces. By creating a clean and orderly workspace, free from unnecessary distractions, you are setting the stage for a disciplined work ethic. This doesn't mean everything has to be austere or sparse, but rather that every element should serve a purpose and contribute to an overall sense of calm and order. Then there's the social environment, which perhaps plays an even more crucial role. The people around us can influence our behaviors and attitudes, either lifting us up or pulling us down. The Stoics knew the importance of keeping good company. Seneca, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, advised associating with people who embody the virtues you wish to cultivate in yourself. If you surround yourself with disciplined, focused individuals, their habits are likely to rub off on you. Conversely, if your circle is composed of people who prioritize leisure and distraction, it may be harder for you to maintain your discipline. Furthermore, in today's digital age, our environment extends into the virtual. The websites we visit, the social media platforms we engage with, and even the notifications that buzz through our smartphones can create an atmosphere of constant distraction. Here, Stoic discipline requires us to be intentional about our digital interactions. It might mean setting boundaries on your social media use, choosing only to engage with content that is uplifting and educational, or even scheduling specific times to check emails so that the digital world does not overrun your life. Creating and maintaining an environment that fosters discipline and virtue involves regular reflection and adjustment. It's about continually asking yourself if your surroundings are aligned with your values and goals. It's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. It requires ongoing effort and sometimes tough decisions. You might need to reorganize your space, set firmer boundaries, or even reconsider some of your relationships. The Stoic practice of self-examination can be instrumental here. By regularly taking stock of your environment and its impact on your behavior, you can make informed decisions that enhance your discipline. Remember, it's about creating conditions that don't just allow, but actively encourage you to thrive and embody the virtues you aspire to. Holding yourself accountable. This is essentially about taking ownership of your actions and commitments, a practice deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics emphasized personal responsibility as the bedrock of character and integrity. They believed that self-mastery, the control over one's actions and reactions, is a fundamental part of leading a virtuous life. Accountability, in this context, isn't just about fulfilling obligations to others, but more importantly, about being true to yourself and your principles. At its core, holding yourself accountable means setting clear, personal goals and standards, and then systematically tracking your progress towards these goals. This tracking isn't about self-punishment or harsh self-judgment. Rather, it's about honest self-reflection and feedback, which are essential for growth and improvement. For example, if your goal is to become more disciplined in your spending, Accountability might mean keeping a detailed budget and regularly reviewing your expenses against your budget. This simple act of tracking helps keep you honest and makes you more likely to think twice before making impulsive purchases. Moreover, the Stoics practiced a form of daily self-reflection where they would examine what they did well and where they fell short. You can adopt a similar practice by setting aside time each day to reflect on your actions. Ask yourself, did I live up to my standards today? What could I have done better? This kind of introspection helps you stay connected to your goals and values and makes your journey toward them more conscious and deliberate. Another powerful aspect of accountability involves external checks. While Stoicism teaches self-sufficiency, it also recognizes the value of community and support. Sharing your goals with a friend, family member, or a mentor can dramatically increase your chances of success. When someone else is aware of your objectives, it adds a layer of motivation and can provide a source of support and encouragement when you face challenges. This could be as simple as having a workout partner who expects you to show up at the gym, or a business colleague who checks in on your progress on a project. Incorporating modern technology can also enhance your accountability. Use apps and tools designed to track habits or set reminders and alerts to keep you on track. These tools act as external reinforcements of your internal commitments, merging ancient Stoic practices with modern innovations. Furthermore, accountability isn't just about sticking to the positive, but also about owning up to the failures. The Stoics believed that wisdom comes from recognizing and correcting one's missteps. If you slip up or deviate from your path, rather than hiding these moments, acknowledge them openly. Analyze what went wrong and why, and then adjust your strategies accordingly. This resilience in the face of setbacks not only strengthens your character, but also deepens your commitment to your goals. Remember, the path to self-mastery isn't about grand gestures, but the quiet, consistent steps we take each day. Let's continue to grow and learn together, embracing each challenge as an opportunity to strengthen our virtues. If you found today's discussion enlightening, check out the suggested video on your screen to dive even deeper into the Stoic way of life. It's designed to further enhance your understanding and application of Stoic principles in everyday situations. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal, where we explore not just what to think, but how to think. Keep striving, keep growing, and until next time, live wisely.